We talking about whatever that's on your mind. Speak your mind, don't be shy. This is your time to shine. Me and Lakira was downtown walking down, was at the River Walk, and these two people just stopped us. Black chick, black guy. They seem to be some variation of Christian because they believe in God. They believe in the biblical God, but they believe that he's a he and a she. And it seems like they lean more towards the she version of this. And I tried to do some reading up on it. I couldn't find anything too much to give me any in-depth information on it. Because I have heard of a group of people who believe that God is a female or a female as well. But I couldn't find anything other than Hinduism. I bought past that. I'll read up on that later. But yeah, nothing can tell me anything about anything. So they wanted to, ask us, hey, can we invite you to an event and all this stuff? So I took it upon myself to entertain myself.
Yeah. And them.
and them.
Right.
I think by the end of this, one of them might have had a life spasm.
A life spasm.
But I even warned them a few times. I was like, I'm not sure you're gonna want me at your establishment, But you know how people who believe they still want to talk anyway until they get hit with that one thing. They were like, until they get hit with it. So she proceeded to talk to me about the religion, talk to us about the religion. After she went on for minutes, I asked her this one question. I like to ask this question now before I even continue anything religiously with folks now. I asked her, why do you believe, you personally, why do you believe in religion, let alone this one per se? Why do you choose to believe in this or believe, period? Mm-hmm. She did the typical religious person thing.
What'd she say?
Nothing. Beat around the bush as usual. She proceeded to describe the religion and things that go down in the religion versus telling me why do you believe, period.
Right.
So she proceeded to go on some more. And so I finally cut in and asked the question again, because I told her, like, you're not answering the question. You're beating around the bush. Why do you believe? You keep telling me about the religion and what goes down. I know if you believe in God, you'll probably get into heaven. I know all about that stuff. I want to know, why do you choose to believe? More beating around the bush. And then we had a moment. She said, I met God. Boom! We're getting somewhere now. So, with this newfound information, can you specifically give detailed descriptions of this person, this entity that you have said that you've met as God?
That's what you asked her?
That's what I asked her. Can you give specific details on this entity that you said you have met and claiming to be God? She said some babble, beating around the bush. She finally got to, well, he's a she.
He could be a she, nigga. You don't know that.
We finally got to where he's a she and she's an Asian, and then proceed to say some other babble, maybe some clothes or whatever, and beating around the bush again. So I'm like, okay, I'm like, maybe you're not understanding the question. So I asked it again, same old thing. We keep leading up to she's an Asian, and that's about it. So I'm like, hi, my name's Donnie. She introduced herself. Her name is Annette. And I was like, if my wife wasn't here with me, I can go home and go and tell her, I met Annette today. She's black, had braids, eyes like this, nose, mouth, had on all blue, long sleeve pants, all this. You see what I'm doing? I'm giving you specific details of the question that I've asked you. Still, same old blah, 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 blah.
Right.
We're not getting anywhere. So we branched off. We kind of scattered. She had a partner with her. Her and Lakira started, babbling.
The partner and Lakira?
No, her, the chick I was talking to first. And Lakira started babbling. Me and Lakira started talking afterwards. After it was over, she goes to proceed that she was trying to say, and it was more babble. It was basically the same thing she just said.
You talking about Lakira said this?
Telling me this when we was over. So while they were talking, I decided to go, her partner. So I asked him the same 2 questions. Why do you believe? He proceeded to do the exact same thing, and even made note when I brought it to his attention that, oh man, you're just beating around the bush. He even brought note to why he's beating around the bush. I'm like, you're still not answering the freaking question.
But that's him beating around the bush.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know what he doing.
I don't want to know why you're beating around the bush. I don't even want to know about the religion. I want to know, why do you choose to believe? Right. Period. You're beating around the bush.
Right.
So I was like, you know what? Let's try this. And this way I think I might have screwed his mind up with this one. And I warned him though. I warned him.
He made the nigga crazy. God damn it.
Exactly. How you gonna come with some sense?
Right. Right. Damn it.
This man then came with some sense. I don't know how to react to that. How to respond to that.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, look, I have an imaginary friend. My imaginary friend name is Donnie. Donnie does whatever. Mm-hmm. For fun, he does whatever. Mm-hmm. The question is, do you believe that I have an imaginary friend? Kev.
Oh, you asking me?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Right.
It was kind of like that though. Kind of like what we just happened. Just kind of like that. But then he proceeded to answer. But can you give me just one good guess on what he stated after beating around the bush again? We don't have to. We could bypass the beating around the bushes thing again. But after that,
I have no idea.
No, this
ain't
man
no
said,
telling which way this went.
This man said no. I said, why? He said, you didn't give me enough evidence. Man, I was like, that is one of the most glorious answers I've ever heard from anybody. I didn't state whether it was right or wrong or not. That's what I say. I like that answer. Mm-hmm. I love it, actually. Mm-hmm. I love that answer.
Yeah. That probably is the answer, probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. He said no because there's not enough evidence. So I was like, awesome. Again, I love that answer. Stop. I interjected Lakira in the miss and asked her the same thing. I asked her the same exact question, did all the descriptions. I have an imaginary friend. His name is Donnie. He does this, and for fun, he likes to do this. Do you believe I have an imaginary friend? Before you answer, sir, can you tell her exactly what you told me? He proceeded to tell her the answer that I just told you. I asked her that same question now. Can you reply? Do you believe I have an imaginary friend? I don't know. God dang it, woman. I'm not asking you if you know or not. I'm asking you, do you believe that I have an imaginary friend after the descriptions that I gave you? Still, I don't know. I'm like, you know what? I don't even want to bother with this no more. And then this is what this cat go say. The typical Christian or Christian spinoff, as I like to call them. now I like to call them that, Christian spinoffs. Right. This what this man go say. Oh well, I did change. It was something different at the end. I didn't say nigga, but I almost. I was like, nigga, no, you didn't.
Wait. Said what? He said what?
He said, I changed. It was something else at the end of that.
At the end of what?
What he said. The answer. His answer was no, because there's not enough evidence.
Oh, he said he got some. He had something else.
Yeah. He said there was something else. I was like, nigga, no, it wasn't. That's why I told you to tell her exactly what you told me, not me saying he said this.
Right.
I asked you to tell her exactly what you told me, and your first initial thought was to come with the truth, which was no. Because there wasn't enough evidence. Don't try to add on stuff now or try to switch it up now because your life has been thought about now. You thinking about life all over again now. And you thinking about that answer you gave me being a believer.
Right. I guess so.
Because how can you give me zero evidence of every single question that I've asked, but you expect me to believe in your imaginary friend, but my imaginary friend is insignificant enough for you to believe in?
Right, I get it.
That whole thing was just entertaining to me. And I straight up told them in their face, y'all did a poor job at making me believe this is the route to go. Yeah. You did an extremely poor job because I'm asking you straightforward, direct questions, and you can't tell me nothing direct. Not one thing direct. Only thing I know is the exact same thing I knew prior to this conversation.
And what's that?
That's probably a male or a female.
Right.
And he's probably real or not. Probably. That's the same thing I knew before the conversation that you initiated, by the way.
What you're saying is what he said. Like,
yes.
Okay. You believe in God. Where's the proof? Like, where's the
right. Exactly. Right. To this day, they still don't know whether or not I believe or not. I never stated in the whole conversation. It was out there for a nice minute, for like 30 minutes, or probably a little more. And I never stated whether I believe or not. When she said I met God, I didn't say no, you didn't.
Right.
I didn't say no. I ain't denouncing. I ain't say jack. I just proceed to ask my questions as a person I would think to do. Like, I'm not about to just jump in an organization and not ask no freaking questions. Especially when when the entity you talking about is supposed to be the supreme being that can take me out like that. Especially if I do something wrong. You know, or something that person didn't like. So I'm like, no, I'm asking these questions.
Right.
So again, what makes your imaginary friend that much more significant than mine? I actually gave more details than you actually did, and mine is actually made up.
Yeah, I get it. I definitely get it.